Good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year! We made it. We made it to 2021. Hope you and yours had a good and safe New Year's Eve, and this New Year's Day promises to be kind of a gloomy start to the new year weather-wise, and I wanted to bring you up to date on the possibility of seeing some freezing rain for a brief time today, and we might have to be a little bit careful on area roadways, again, for a brief time right around lunchtime today. As of about 9 a.m., here's a look at the radar loop across the region. Now, this radar algorithm, if you will, is showing a lot of blue off to our south and west. Kind of intimidating, right? It looks like a whole bunch of snow is heading our way. But this is a little bit deceiving because I think the radar algorithm is incorrectly showing a lot of that precipitation as snow. Much of this is falling either as rain or it's not even reaching the ground. There's a lot of dry air across a good chunk of central and northern Ohio this morning. So just about all of this is what we call virga, precipitation that is not reaching the ground just yet. But as the lower atmosphere starts to moisten some today, I do think that eventually rainfall will make it to the surface. But you see all these kind of reds off to the south and west, closer to New Philly, closer to Worcester, Mount Vernon, places like that. That's where we have precipitation falling in air that's above freezing, so it falls in the form of rain, but then the air temperatures down near the ground are still below freezing. So that's how you get freezing rain. Again, so a lot of this is not even reaching the ground just yet, but once it starts to reach the ground, it's probably going to fall in the form of freezing rain across a good chunk of central Ohio into northern Ohio as well. Yesterday, the National Weather Service offices in both Cleveland and Pittsburgh issued a winter weather advisory for our entire television viewing area. This includes just about everyone in northern Ohio and western PA, except the counties that are adjacent to the lakeshore. This is kind of a marginal advisory situation for us today. We're not going to see a big ice storm. We're not going to see the kind of event that ice is going to weigh down power lines and tree limbs and that sort of thing. The reason the advisory was issued is some people will be out and about today, and especially on some colder surfaces, your bridges, your overpasses, things like that. There could be a few minor issues. Air temperatures as of this recording at about 9 a.m. are just a little below freezing. 30 in Cortland, 29 Columbiana, 30 in Calcutta, 28 in Mercer. Salem is at 30 degrees. The road sensor temperatures, we have a couple of bad readings here, such as this one. But you can see that some of these road sensor temperatures are showing below freezing surface temperatures on some of our area highways and interstates. So the air temperatures, the road temperatures are a little bit below freezing, and kind of timing this out, as the precipitation pushes in, its slow arrival time, the time it'll take for the lower atmosphere to kind of moisten and this rain to start reaching the ground, is going to help us out because it's going to take a few hours, and that will allow temperatures, it'll give temperatures time to get up to 32, maybe 33, and kind of alleviate a lot of the concerns for any sort of impactful freezing rain event. So I've stopped the model here at noon. Some light green shown on the radar. At this point, it may be raining kind of lightly, and it may be around 32 to 33. Very marginal situation. I do think that mostly this is just a cold, miserable rain for most of the afternoon. It'll be a good afternoon to sit inside and watch some bowl games because it's just going to be kind of unpleasant outside. But I'm not real concerned about big impacts from the ice today. Freezing rain at 32 is a lot different than freezing rain at 27. And again, I don't think we're at 32 for very long. I think we'll get up to 33, even 34 in a lot of the area later on this afternoon. And again, that should certainly help us out. The ice accretion across the region, these numbers may be a little hard to see, but this is shown to be a couple hundredths of an inch. A couple hundredths of an inch of ice accretion. That may be enough that if your car's sitting outside, you might have to scrape a little bit if you're going to be heading out right around midday. But it's not enough, again, to weigh down tree limbs, power lines. A couple hundredths can also be problematic on some colder surfaces. Parking lot surfaces, sidewalks that haven't been treated, and on the roads, especially those elevated surfaces, bridges, overpasses, things like that. A couple hundredths of an inch of ice accretion can make things possibly a little bit slick. Again, in a brief window, I think late this morning, early this afternoon. The ice will be more problematic to our east, especially well east of I-79, out across central PA, DuBois, Clearfield, State College, Bellefonte, down to Altoona, Johnstown. This is where travel could be a real headache later today into tonight across the PA Turnpike and across I-80, traversing the hilly terrain of central PA. So that's where the bigger concern for impactful ice will be across our region. Also, western Ohio. If you happen to be, for some reason, hitting the road today and going to Toledo or Lima, places like that, the ice can be a little more problematic out there. All right, that'll do it for me today on this New Year's Day. Hope you and yours have a good and healthy New Year's Day, a healthy 2021, and I will see you on 21 News early next week on Monday. Have a great rest of your weekend.